From AccuWeather.com, this is AccuWeather Daily, a brief host-read article. It's weather news in a nutshell. Well, months after major winter storms buried New England in feet of snow, cars and trucks are just now starting to emerge from a massive snow pile in Somerville, Massachusetts, just northwest of downtown Boston. At least 6 vehicles have been found so far, and they were not just random cars parked in the wrong spot when the snow started to accumulate. Somerville Public Works said the vehicles were already slated to be scrapped, and before the winter storm arrived, it was easier to just leave them in place and let the snow bury them than use resources to move them. The Boston area measured more than 60 inches of snow this past winter, including a significant nor'easter in late January and then a blizzard in late February. What once looked like towering snowbanks now resemble giant slabs of dirty ice streaked with garbage and debris. Now, why did it take so long for this snow to melt? Well, despite bursts of warm weather in the Boston area since the late February blizzard, the massive snow pile has been slow to melt. AccuWeather's Peyton Simmers said that the snow piles are large, so it takes a lot of energy from the sun to make a dent into the snow piles. Additionally, the snow is compacting and more forming into ice, which takes longer to melt as there is a lot of snow underneath the pile that has not seen direct sunlight in months. The snow looks nothing like the white powder that piled up during the winter storms over the past season. There's a lot of road debris, dirt, vehicle exhaust that the snow picks up but does not immediately turn dirty. And it's not unusual for snow piles to linger well into the spring either, and in some cases, maybe into the summer. Following the blockbuster winter of 2015 in Boston, when the city received more than 110 inches of snow, a 70-foot tall snow pile in a parking lot did not fully melt until mid-July. Well, the first lightning-related death in the U.S. was reported last week in Wisconsin after a man in his 40s died after being struck during a storm in Waukesha on Wednesday evening. Emergency responders were dispatched to a gas station in Waukesha after a caller reported a man on the ground and said they were unsure if he was breathing. At the time, heavy rain, thunder, and lightning were moving through the area. When officers arrived, they found the man unresponsive and began life-saving efforts alongside fire personnel. He was taken to a local hospital, where he later died from his injuries. Preliminary information indicated that the individual was struck by lightning while walking through the parking lot during the storm. Witnesses and physical evidence observed at the scene were consistent with a lightning strike. According to the National Lightning Safety Council, the last fatality from a confirmed lightning strike was in Louisiana last October. Well, on the same day in Tennessee, another tragedy unfolded as a 7-month-old child was found unresponsive in a hot car outside a public library in Tennessee. The child later died, marking at least the second child hot car death in the U.S. this year. It is unclear how long the child had been in the vehicle, and an investigation is underway. Temperatures in the area were in the upper 70s on Wednesday afternoon at the time of the incident. However, temperatures inside the car were likely significantly higher, as the glass windows of vehicles created a greenhouse effect. On an 80-degree day, temperatures inside of a vehicle can spike to around 100 degrees in as little as 10 minutes, and almost 115 degrees in 30 minutes. That's all for now. You can find more regional forecasts and science-based articles at AccuWeather.com, and for your local forecast at your fingertips, download the AccuWeather app. Enjoy the rest of your day, be weather aware, and I'll be back tomorrow with more from AccuWeather.